At Optavia, our mission is to offer the world lifelong transformation, one healthy habit at a time. The following audio contains personal testimonials of independent coaches and clients within the Optavia community. Their results are based on the unique experiences of their journey. We cannot guarantee like or similar outcomes. We hope these stories inspire you to continue your journey with or join Optavia, but please note that they have not been verified and your individual path to optimal health will vary. As always, it is our recommendation that you speak with a healthcare provider or doctor prior to beginning your journey with Optavia. Additionally, this audio may contain income or earnings representations of some independent Optavia coaches. The stories shared reflect the unique experience of a very small percentage of Optavia coaches and should not be relied upon by prospective or current Optavia coaches as an indication of what they should expect to earn. We cannot guarantee financial success. Success with Optavia results from successful sales efforts which require hard work, diligence, skill, persistence, competence, and leadership. Optavia acknowledges that this audio may be accessible to Optavia coaches in the US, Hong Kong, and Singapore. For Optavia coaches operating in the US, please see the Optavia Income Disclosure Statement for statistics on actual earnings of US coaches under the US Compensation Plan. Please note that the Income Disclosure Statement only applies to independent Optavia coaches operating in the U.S. under the U.S. Compensation Plan and does not in any way constitute any representations as to actual or potential accrual of benefits for Hong Kong or Singapore coaches under the International Compensation Plan.
Well, hello, everybody. It is an amazing Wednesday evening, and I am so honored that you've decided to join us tonight on this Health and Hope Night, where you're going to hear stories of success, where you're going to be inspired, you're going to be equipped for this journey. You're going to hear some stories that motivate you to want to go to the next level in your health. And I just want to thank you for spending time with us. My name is Leslie Begin. I'm an independent certified Optavia coach. And I am just excited to get to know you guys tonight. So which answer in this poll best describes you? And the poll is going to come up, and I want you to select all the answers that apply. Are you a guest? Are you an Optavia client in the US? Are you an Optavia client in Hong Kong or Singapore? Pick all. Are you a coach? And you can use the chat too. I love seeing the chat go crazy. So answer here. And then, yes, I love seeing coaches. I love seeing clients involved in these. I loved these calls when I was first a client. I literally binge listened to them with AirPods in my ears, would listen to recordings over and over and over. So thankful you guys are here tonight. Let me tell you a little bit about me first. Again, my name is Leslie. This is my husband and I. We have 6 daughters. It's kind of the fact that people remember about us. But when I started program, I had 4 kids who were 6 and under. And that was 9 years ago, almost to the day. And so I had 4 kids, daughters, 6 and under. And I was a crazy stay-at-home mom who wasn't super satisfied as a stay-at-home mom, although I loved my daughters so much. I had gained baby weight and lost a little bit and gained a little more and lost a little more. And this program helped me to lose 45 pounds in 16 weeks on program. And that changed my life. And my friends kept asking, what are you doing? You look amazing. You're melting away. Why did you leave a chubby girl behind? And I kept saying, you can talk to my coach. But a lot of them wouldn't start. They wouldn't go on their journey because they didn't know my coach. They knew me, they loved me, they trusted me. And I realized if they were going to get healthy, I needed to be a coach. So I started coaching, and it radically changed my life. We had 2 other daughters. Those are not typical results. And now we have 6 amazing girls. I used this program and used coaching as a form of sanity while I was pregnant and nursing, while I was pregnant again and nursing again, while I've gone through some really hard valleys in life. Coaching has been a lifeline for me. It's helped me to have some purpose that I didn't know I needed. And it's helped helped me to really stay engaged with my health journey when I probably would have been binge eating Pop-Tarts and Oreos. And so tonight, you're going to hear other stories with more details, but tonight I just kind of want to start off with an agenda. And the mindset, we want you to be awakened to the secrets of lifelong transformation. The skill set, we want you to learn how to decide to move forward in your health. And then we want you to take an action. We want you to have simple steps. So I want you to have a notebook and a pen out, because the dullest pencil is sharper than the sharpest mind. And in the stories that you're going to hear things that you're like, I need to remember that. That's the shift I need to make. And I'm going to cover a little bit about why it's important that you're here. First of all, most of you are clients and or coaches. And I want to congratulate you for making the decision to move forward in your health. The truth is that worldwide obesity has tripled since 1975. There is a great need for what Optavia has to offer. Most of the world's population live in countries where overweight and obesity kills more people than underweight, which is shocking. Almost a third of adults with partners report that money is a major source of conflict in their relationship. 69% of workers were stressed over their finances, while fully 72% admitted to worrying about their personal finances while at work. And in July 2020, rates of depression and anxiety in the US were more than triple those of early 2019. The simple question, how are you, has turned into an emotional minefield. This is a deal. Why is this slide here? Because I want to congratulate you because you're taking action to change your health. And many of you as coaches, you've started taking action and helping people to create some healthy finances. And these two things are very interconnected, the healthy body, healthy mind, and healthy finances. And I want you to be looking for those things in these next stories. You'll hear them, that people are using Optavia to improve their well-being in all of those areas. And there's a secret to that lifelong transformation that you're going to hear about. There are 4 components to our program. You have a coach. Who loves their coach? Put it in the chat. I want to know who loves their coach. Who their coach is the lifeline. It's your person that you can have the 911 call when you're about to faceplant in a bowl of queso. Your coach is your person that is going to help you to take some thoughts captive and teach you some of the things as you're learning them in your life book. They're going to help you process how to stop, challenge, choose in the future. The Habits of Health system is my favorite component in so many ways, and you're in part of that. This is part of the Habits of Health system. And this system is going to help you create healthy habits in your mind and in your emotional health and in your very practical physical health while your body's getting healthy with our awesome 4th component, which are the fuelings. The 3rd component is the Optavia community, and congratulations, you're a part of that right now. I have a poll for you. Which of the components that we just talked about are valuable to you? So select all of them that apply. Be honest, if you have not tapped into one of those, don't check it. But I want you to think about this week, how can I start being a part of that component? Or how can I take advantage of and use or find the value in that component? All right, we're going to show some results. Poll results. Here they are. I mean, y'all love your coaches, huh? Some of you are really into your Habits of Health system. If you haven't, this is my challenge to you. I'm going to show you one of my favorite Habits of Health coming up. My challenge to you is this week, open up that life book, dust it off, take the cellophane off of it, and open it up and write your name in it. The front, I have mine in front of me. The front of it says, the path to optimal health and well-being, becoming the dominant force in your life. This is your book that you're writing about your life. Open it up and write your name in it. and pick one of the elements. You don't have to start at the beginning, go to the back. It's a really big book. Pick one of the elements that you're like, you know what? I need to work on that. So I'm going to open it up. All right. I mean, you guys love the community. You're on it, right? You're part of the community and you love our fuelings. I mean, who loves the brownie? Put your favorite fueling in the chat. Let's go there. I see a lot of brownies. A lot of people like them like me. The cookie too. All right, so we're going to cover one of my favorite habits of health. I love a lot of them, and I have done these calls with different elements. But this is the one I've been obsessing over that has been a game changer for me. It is, oops, I'm going to go back potentially. Oops, not that far. How do you create healthy sleep and unlimited energy? Who wants unlimited energy? Me. I am like, I need unlimited energy. I have 6 children. I run a business. I have a marriage that I want to be a vibrant marriage once all my kids move out in 100 years. I need energy. And I did not have energy. I remember that first moment in fat burn. I was like, oh, this feels good. And it felt great. But you know what? I had to work on sleep because I had so many newborns for so many years that had me up in the middle of the night. I had unhealthy energy patterns and sleep patterns. So for just a minute, I want to go through, give you a teaser. And then if you are looking for unlimited energy, if you are looking for healthy sleep, I want you to go to element 19 today and work through it, because he literally, while writing this, it helps you to implement healthy habits that will lead to amazing sleep that produces unlimited energy. So in this, you're going to see this beautiful graphic talking about your ideal day. And I want to talk about 2 parts of that ideal day that I really want you guys to go and consider implementing when you leave this call. The first part is creating a wonderful evening routine. Creating an evening routine. When you're going crazy all throughout the day, there are things that you can do to move into a healthy sleep. So for me, just honestly, I have to do, and this book is full of ideas. You guys can go and get those. My biggest thing that I had to change was plugging my phone into my bathroom outlet, not by my bed. I had to buy a real alarm clock. I had to plug an hour before bed my phone into the bedroom or the bathroom and then go to sleep. I dim the lights right after dinner so that my kids will hopefully calm down a little bit, because I still have a 4 and a 5-year-old in my house. I do things like stop caffeine at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, no caffeine past that, which is very hard. I stop exercise, or I don't exercise in the late evening, because I know I'll be wound up and my brain will be going, which is so great in the morning, but not in the evening. And then, yes, I turn the lights out at a specific time every night. So I want to encourage you, go into element 19 and work on that routine. And guess what? When I realized I was going to bed earlier and had this lovely evening routine that was helping me to get real sleep, I also realized I was more energetic in the morning. And I was able to create a morning routine that helped me to get up and go. This was important to me because I realized when I wasn't sleeping, I was compromising on my goals. I didn't have energy to get up and help people to work toward their goals. And this is what I do and what I love and what I'm passionate about. So I realized I needed to change some habits with my sleep in order to have the energy to build the goals that I had for myself, and having a healthy body, healthy mind, healthy family, healthy spirit. And I needed that energy to be able to go out and help other people to achieve the same victories I was achieving in my health as coaches. And so I just want to encourage you, if you're feeling a lack of energy or a lack of motivation, please start working on that healthy habit of sleep. It's so important that as you're losing the weight, to implement other healthy habits, because the other healthy habits are truly going to help you keep the weight off. So now that we've covered that, I want to introduce you to a couple of my friends. Dave Yap joins us from California. He's had an incredible transformation, and I'm really looking forward to you being inspired by what he's created. Dave?
Hello, Leslie. How are you?
Good.
Thank you for having me. So, okay, my name is Dave Yap. I'm from Concord, California. My wife and I lost about 140 pounds in program. Prior to this, I was just kind of hopeless. Our life revolved around food. Every time we go out, we just eat. Everything is all about food. I can't even fit on clothes. I was doing 3XLs and my jeans were like size 44 and they're stretchy jeans. So one night, my wife basically, it was 2019 in December, I can remember it clearly in my head. I was coming out from the bathroom and she filmed me. I was huffing and puffing. I actually have a video of it. So we did try, we tried everything prior to this. I tried intermittent fasting, I tried keto, I tried everything. Nothing ever worked. And I just kind of gave up. I just basically accepted the fact that I'm a big guy, you know? So she convinced me to start program. We skipped through January. So we actually started program in February. By mid-March, about 6 weeks, I lost about 40 pounds. And my coach then asked me, said, "You're doing so great. People have probably noticed it." Yeah, people have really noticed. And my confidence is getting bigger. I got a little swag back. So she goes like, why don't you start coaching? And I was talking to my wife. I said like, okay, I think I have a background in selling. I said, let me just give this a shot. At least worst case scenario, we could pay for our fueling. But let me back up to give you a situation where I'm at. Before starting coaching, we had 3 restaurants. They're all situated in office buildings. At the height of COVID, it was really, really bad. I can't even make payroll. And unfortunately, I can't just shut it down and just close them up because I have leases. There's financial implication if I close them down. So, and I didn't have a choice. I can't go back to my previous corporate job. I've been in logistics for 20 years. I made money, but I was miserable. I even dabbled to a nonprofit to find something meaningful, but that didn't really fulfill my soul. And I was just miserable too. And my current situation at that time, I still do. I have 2 folks with me. One of them has multiple myeloma. One of them has breast cancer. I got to take them to the hospital on a weekly basis. So without exaggeration, I actually go to the hospital 4 days a week. It's difficult. Regardless if I want to go back to work or not, I couldn't. So I said, you know what, let me just try this coaching gig. Worst case scenario, maybe let's make a couple of bucks to pay for our fueling. When I started posting, I even got laughed at. People made fun of me. And actually, it made me more accountable. It gave me fuel to keep going. Going forward, I just kept losing weight. And I kept getting bolder. My confidence are just shooting high. And I started posting on groups, and specifically, I found success on a Filipino food group. I was bold enough to post on the groups. I figured that, okay, these people, we kind of need help. I was one of them. I was just indulging on food. I just wanted to find somebody who were like me, who just didn't have a way out. So before you know it, I started to influence a few people. Then it became a movement, quite frankly, because I said yes. More than 500 people actually got healthy with that group, and now I'm just expanding. I feel like I can't take credit for this. This company is so amazing. It's just, everything's good. Like I have so much things to say, but it kept me afloat. It kept me afloat for a while. I started making real money. Quite frankly, I started making money when I was working for corporate. And now I started dreaming again. This company allowed me to dream. So fast forward later, just a couple of months ago, this program provided for my family. I'm just so thankful that I have Optavia with me. It changes everything. My physical life, my mental life, and my financial life. So I'm not even stressing about the $15,000. That's all I have to say, guys. Thank you.
Thank you, Dave. And it's been an honor to see you work while you're helping people to move forward at the same time. And so now I want to bring on my friend and colleague, Jessica Mushtar. So Jessica, can you come off mute and share your story?
Yes. Hi, Leslie. Hi, everyone. I'm so excited to be here with you tonight. I have been an independent certified health coach with Optavia for 6 years, but I want to start sharing with you guys of where I started 6 years ago. So I pulled this picture because this is going to give you a little bit of a background on who I was and where I was before Optavia. So this was me. There's a reflection of the light on there, but I was a professional model when I started Optavia. And I also was a modeling coach. I had a model management, and I was really good at everything in the modeling world. But what I really was not good at was life, because I was living a broken life. I was living a life wearing a mask. I mean, I don't know if you saw that face, but that face was not smiling, and I was not happy. In fact, I was at the lowest point of my life. I wasn't always a fit person. I've been up and down in weight my whole life. But what you couldn't see in that picture was it was a girl that was battling with losing the same 15 pounds over and over again, because she was a stress eater. She was an emotional eater. She was addicted to food. I live in South Louisiana, and everything here revolves around food and alcohol. It's just a way of life. And that's all I knew. And so I was constantly in that yo-yo battle. So actually, I was approached with this gift of Optavia to be a coach first, because my health coach heard me complaining every single week at Bible study of how we were struggling financially, how our marriage was broken and we were about to get a divorce, how I wasn't fulfilled or purposeful, and I was really struggling with liking my life and myself. So she said that she had met Leslie and she was really excited about coaching and that she wanted me to do it with her. And y'all, I was so broken. I had no hope for the future at all. Like, I didn't think that there was anything that would be able to help me to get to the other side with what I was dealing with. But I jumped on a Zoom call reluctantly to discuss Optavia, and that was a Zoom call that changed everything for me. I think Leslie saw me jump on that call with that modeling face that I showed y'all in that picture, and she was probably like, oh, wow, because my coach Charlotte had really talked me up as this really happy, amazing person. But that day I wasn't hiding it. That day was a hard day. And I just remember being heard on that call. And it was the first time in my life that people were asking me questions about what I wanted to create in my life and what were my goals and dreams, and how could they help me live my best life. And I had never been asked those questions before. It was always just survival mode. And I just remember thinking, I just want to not make ends meet anymore. Like, I want to live an abundant life. So I was like, kind of like Dave, like, what do I have to lose? Like, nothing is worse than this. So I jumped in and I actually did program first. And in the first week, I was like blown away at how amazing I felt. I became a coach at the end of that first week. And the rest is really history. I fell in love with this program. I fell in love with all 4 components, and I wanted to share it with other people. And I immediately started helping a lot of people. It's been 6 years now, and I originally lost 17 pounds on that 5-in-1 plan. And that's a huge victory for me to break free from that yo-yo dieting cycle. But the biggest thing that I want to share with you guys tonight is really about the changes that occurred from saying yes to the gift of coaching. Before coaching, we were struggling to pay our bills. We were in massive debt. We had every credit card known to man because we were living this life trying to keep up with the way everyone else was living, or the way that you're supposed to live on social media. And it caused a lot of problems. Like I said earlier, our marriage was failing because we were fighting about finances. We were both working all the time. We had negative time. We were stressed out and just literally in survival mode 24/7, which is exhausting. And so we were able to get to the other side of that thanks to this gift. The finances are absolutely amazing. I'm so thankful that Dr. A chose to have a healthy finance component to this program because it's radically changed my family's life. The biggest thing to me is the time that I was given, because time is invaluable. And before coaching, I had negative time. I was working 3 part-time jobs. My husband owned his own business and never stopped working. We never saw each other and we never saw our kids. Coaching gave us the opportunity to start buying back our time. We started paying people to do the things that we didn't love doing ourselves, and then we could start actually doing the things we love to do. As our business grew, we were able to walk away from those jobs. I brought my husband home and everything changed. We were able to break free from a home that we were stuck in for years. We were over in it financially. We had to pay money to get out of it, and build our dream home. We now travel all the time. Our daughter's in amazing virtual school, and we have options every single day, which is just priceless to our family. And now as I move forward, this journey is not over. And that first picture that was shared, that was a recent transformation picture of me optimizing my health. I'm deciding to put on muscle and go to the gym, and the personal development that's happen through coaching, the life book and all of that is amazing. But when you dive into coaching, you really get into some incredible personal development. And I've been able to heal on a deeper level, mentally, spiritually, just in every area of my life. And I come from a very broken, dark background, as I know many of us have, and many of us are living in dark times and facing a lot of really hard things. But as I move forward every single day in this coaching community and this amazing environment of positive, uplifting, like-minded people, I have hope for the future. And I continue to walk forward every single day. And the accountability that coaching gives me lets me know I'm not going backwards. I'm just continuing to move forward, and I always will be. So if you're considering coaching tonight, I just encourage you to have a conversation with your coach about it. Just consider it. It's radically changed my life and the life of so many people that I love. And I'm so thankful that I got to share a little bit of my story with you guys tonight. Thanks, Leslie.
Thank you, Jess. And yes, I remember saying, well, she doesn't have any weight to lose. She's a professional model. But then as we explored things more, I realized there's significantly more to be gained than what she needed to lose. But that's 17 pounds or 18 pounds, the teens of pounds were things that constantly were a battle for her. Has anyone experienced that, where that certain amount of weight was constantly the battle? And the truth is, Optavia coaching is the thing that's finally given me accountability to not just lose the weight, but keep it off. So I love so much of that, Jess. And thank you so much for sharing that part of your journey with us tonight. And now, last but certainly not least, is Casey Smith. Casey Smith, will you please come off mute and share about your story?
Hi, guys. I am Casey Smith. I am not a professional model. So, but I am an independent certified Optavia coach. And I know Jess really well. And I know Dave. And so it's such a great, I love being here and with people that I know and stories that I know. And I'm so excited to talk about what this journey has done for us, how coaching has seriously impacted our family. It's almost impossible to believe that I'm 5 years into this. So I'll start at the beginning. I started program on May 17th of 2017, because that's a day you always remember, that day, right? And a few months before that, I met my coach, Leslie, at a nail salon. We became fast friends. And 2 months later, I told her, I'm doing whatever you're doing, I'm in. I started program, lost 36 pounds in about 20 weeks, and everything changed. In 2013, our son Hayes was born with something called a right limb deficiency, which is just fancy speak for he was missing his right leg. We were woefully unprepared, and that really began a lot of years of tough. There were so many pain points I was not addressing, how hard it was to manage my anxiety, what our journey with Hayes really looked like on the day-to-day, how hard it felt, how isolating. I carried extreme guilt because I had the option to be a stay-at-home mom, but I just didn't love it. And from the outside, we looked really good, fine. Nice house, great neighborhood, nice vehicles, good educations. But under the surface, we were a financial house of cards. And I said no to a lot, almost everything. Swimming with my son, basketball in the driveway, pictures were not going to happen. Our son was 3 years old and he had 4 selfies with his mom because I was missing the moments. I hated getting dressed. I had a lot of inner commentary that was far from healthy, and I was bone tired. At my breaking point, exhausted with managing Hayes's day-to-day schedule, I literally laid my hands on Leslie's kitchen bar and I said, I'm dying. I want what you have. Was I skeptical? Yep. Pretty sure it wouldn't work. And this was really my last resort. But a week into program and a lot of brownies later, I really had the inkling that this was going to work. So what did I do? I kept it a secret. Only 2 friends knew I was trying something, but I wasn't talking about it. I wasn't sharing it. I was terrified of failing at yet another thing. And then it clicked. I knew that Optavia could be the answer for so many of my friends, especially my friends with little kids or any kids. And I knew that so many of us were treading water, trying to keep our marriages intact, burning the candle at both ends. And who was I not to offer it? Who was I to say they couldn't do it? And I would fail myself 100 times, but I would not fail my friends. My first Optavia paycheck changed my life. That first $400 was everything. Did I plan to become a health coach? Of course not. And not long after I started coaching, Leslie asked me, what do you dream about? What do you want to do? I'm not kidding. I laughed at her. Dreams? Who dreams? I was a middle-aged mom of a kid with a prosthetic leg. You think your dreaming days are over. But I wanted to, 1, keep myself on program, 2, pay for physical therapy every month that was right at $400, and 3, I wanted to take some of the financial burden off of my husband. I was not thinking big picture. But what I never imagined was that coaching would give me the platform to boldly share Hayes' story with other families, to step out of that fine and have real conversations about the challenges that we faced, about pediatric prosthetics, about creating a safe space for other moms to have more and other families to have more. In fact, it even stirred this dream in me that I didn't know. And I wrote and published a children's book in 2020 about Hayes and his journey. We went all in. The mom I was in 2017 would never have been at the place to share from that space without program and coaching. There is nothing special about me, except that you cannot argue the value of Optavia with me. It took a sad, overwhelmed mom and gave her new life. It gave that same mom purpose, financial options that we never dreamed about, and the drive to pay this forward tirelessly. I am obsessed with what we get to do every day. And this was not built in a fancy office chair with a great background. We're at the beach right now. It was built in nail salons, in car line, at my kitchen table, at the pool, at the beach, in conversation. Coaching is just like program. It's simple. All it takes is the commitment to your yes. Now, has our journey been all up, smooth sailing? Absolutely not. But Optavia has been the vehicle for change in our lives all the way across. About a year into coaching, my dad was diagnosed with an aggressive form of bone cancer. It was so hard, so heavy. So I worked. I shared Optavia even more obsessively because guess what I had total control over? Changing lives, our journeys, impact. And with my dad's diagnosis, what we were doing shifted. Instead of how are we going to navigate this, it became we've got to impact lives because we need to create options for our family and for other families. Coaching really puts you in a different place outside of what you need. For my team, their whys have become my whys. I had no idea that this passion even existed, but seeing my coaches change their lives, leave their jobs, take great vacations, put their kids in private school, and their clients are doing the same and fighting for themselves. Our mission is big, y'all. And coaching gave me time to be there for my dad's chemo, to take family trips, to build memories so that I'm not missing the moments. It took me getting really comfortable with being uncomfortable and actually making lifelong changes. We have dealt with grief, struggle, failure, success, and more prosthetic legs than you can count. But this gave us options. We're in Sanibel Island, Florida right now, while our house is being remodeled. And this gave us the opportunity to do that. It gave us the opportunity to build community with our team and travel together. We're creating lots of memories with my parents. We pick cities on a map and go there. My dad's doing a lot better, and we're enjoying every minute. Coaching gave us the flexibility to share our son's story in his book, in person, at book signings, meeting families like ours. The constant in these last 5 years has been my belief in Optavia and what it can do for our friends and families. If you have been on program a minute, you've probably had a brownie, but you've had some success. This is your platform. Not sharing this gift is just not possible, y'all. These are the best people that I know. And I say it all the time. This is the best job I never knew I always wanted. And I'm so thankful to be here. Thank you, Leslie.
Gosh, I will never forget the moment that Casey called me and said she just needed, when we talked about dreams, I just want to pay for physical therapy. And I thought, I can help you do that. Like $400 a month, I can help you do that. Because I want your son to be able to do all the things that he dreams of doing. And so I also remember when she called me and said, I get why I'm coaching. I can't drive my bus off the cliff into a bowl of queso if I got people on my bus. And I said, oh my gosh, yes, you're coaching because you can't drive the bus off the cliff anymore because you have people on your bus. So, you know, you guys have heard these amazing stories that I've had a chance to watch develop over the years. And what you heard in there were a couple of things. But what I have here is our trilogy wheel, and it has 3 sections: healthy body, healthy mind, and healthy finances. And I would love for you to just pause for a moment. And I want you to look at healthy body, and I want you to give yourself a score between 1 and 10. 1, the elements that add to this, you can see them in the yellow. And just pick a score. Where are you in taking into consideration the words in the yellow on healthy body? If you're brave enough, you can put the number in the chat. Where are you in the purple or burgundy, purple, the healthy mind, scale of 1 to 10? If you're brave enough, put it in the chat, but I do want you to jot it down on paper too, because I have a commissioning for you. Number 3, with healthy finances, where are you on a scale of 1 to 10 in taking into account abundance, freedom, money management, saving for the future, resources to create those memories and experiences? What I know about Optavia is that it attracts people who are very generous and who want to be very generous. So take that into account when rating it. Are you able to give whatever you want to give whenever you feel called to give it? So numbers 1 to 10, and put that in the chat. But I want you to keep those numbers, and I want you to share them with your coach and say, I recognize, what I know is there is an erosion right now of supplemental income in our country because of where our economy is. And where you might have been at a 6 or an 8 before, you might now find yourself at a 4 or a 2 or in a panic place of a 0. So I just want you to know, as you've heard these stories, there are options for you. And I would love for you to reach out to your coach and just explore those options. So here's the poll. Which area of the Trilogy of Optimal Health would you love to improve? Healthy body, healthy mind, healthy finances. And now let's see the results. Oops. Really great at this. Oh, there they are. So you guys get to see your results. And look at that. I love that so many of you have already prioritized that healthy body and you're feeling strong there. What I know is what the culture we're living right now, the healthy mind and healthy finances are a little eroded, right? You have tools in coaching and in this life book to be able to work on those. So please reach out to your coach and they're going to be your guide along the way. So here's the deal. People are going to notice that you're losing that weight, that you're shrinking. You know what they're going to say first? They're going to say, hey girl, did you get a haircut? And you're going to be like, nope, it's actually, I want to dare you. When they say something's different, don't brush it off and keep what you're doing a secret. Say, you know what? I've lost 15 pounds and I feel amazing. Thank you for noticing. The truth is, when people start noticing, you have two options. And you know what? Either is fine. You can refer them to your coach, or you can decide to explore what it would look like to help those friends and family members alongside your coach. There's some benefits to choosing coaching, and you've heard them in the story. It's going to reinforce your decision to be healthy and hold you accountable over the long run. You're going to feel really good because you're paying this forward. It's fun to coach. It's fun to help people find victories in a place they haven't felt hopeful, and it's rewarding. And there's compensation. Yeah, you're going to feel good helping people. There are also some financial needs you have and financial goals you have that coaching may be a really good fit to help you reach those. And it helps you to leave a legacy of health and hope to future generations. My kids literally all want to be health coaches because they see how much fun we have and what it's created in our lives. And they've seen such a transformation in both their mom and their dad. My husband does this with me full time. How does it work for coaches? Well, it's a relational model. It's focused on helping you and your people to become optimally well. You're self-employed, you're independent, so you get to set your hours. I always like to say the hours are flexible. They're not optional. You need to put in some work. You can be full-time, you can be part-time. It's a very low startup. We started other businesses in the past and spent a fortune doing so. This was a low startup, very low operating cost, and you don't have to keep inventory. There's no minimums, there's no quotas. And you can work from anywhere, which is a blessing because much like Casey, I worked alongside my dad's bed as he was transitioning from here until eternity. And the biggest honor and privilege was being able to be a full-time mom and encouraging people and be present with him. And you know what? It's a mentorship model. You have a line of mentors who are going to help you to feel competent and confident as a coach. So what should you do from here? Number one, I want you to reach out to the person who invited you to this community time. That would be your coach. I want you to reach out to your coach or their coach or that person's coach and say, this was incredible. And I really want to explore what it would look like for coaching. I had hesitations, as did every one of these people. Put the hesitations aside, explore what it would look like, and then address your hesitations with your coach. And I want you to make a decision right now before we get off of this call to incorporate that trilogy of optimal health, incorporating the healthy mind pieces, incorporating the healthy finance pieces, and incorporating going to the next level with your healthy body. And I want to thank you for joining tonight and have one last announcement. Optavia Convention has an incredible live stream option, and registration ends on July 15th. There are so many cool parts to this live stream this year that you are going to feel like you are part of the action. Again, if you thought this was inspiring or you were moved in any way by this, just make sure to register for the live stream of convention. You will leave with mindset tools, with skill set tools for moving your life and your health forward. You will leave with motivation and inspiration, and it will be an incredible time that you won't want to miss out on. So make sure to go ahead and go to optaviaevents.com, and there you will find a way to register as a live stream participant from the comfort of your own home or the soccer bleachers or wherever you happen to be on those dates. So go to optaviaevents.com. And again, your time is your most valuable resource. I count it an honor and a privilege that you would spend some of that with me tonight and with these stories. I want to challenge you to go out and create your own transformation story that you will share with others one day. Have an awesome night.
At Optavia, our mission is to offer the world lifelong transformation, one healthy habit at a time. The previous audio contained the personal testimonials of independent coaches and clients within the Optavia community. Their results are based on the unique experiences of their journey. We cannot guarantee like or similar outcomes. We hope these stories inspire you to continue your journey with or join Optavia, but please note that they have not been verified and your individual path to optimal health will vary. As always, it is our recommendation that you speak with a healthcare provider or doctor prior to beginning your journey with Optavia. Additionally, this audio may have contained income or earnings representations of some independent Optavia coaches. The stories shared reflect the unique experience of a very small percentage of Optavia coaches and should not be relied upon by prospective or current Optavia coaches as an indication of what they should expect to earn. We cannot guarantee financial success. Success with Optavia results from successful sales efforts which require hard work, diligence, skill, persistence, competence, and leadership. Optavia acknowledges that this audio may be accessible to Optavia coaches in the US, Hong Kong, and Singapore. For Optavia coaches operating in the US, please see the Optavia Income Disclosure Statement for statistics on actual earnings of US coaches under the US Compensation Plan. Please note that the Income Disclosure Statement only applies to independent Optavia coaches operating in the US under the US Compensation Plan and does not in any way constitute any representations as to actual or potential accrual of benefits for Hong Kong or Singapore coaches under the International Compensation Plan.